Hello, Harry Pooper recently asked for Thuls carry OTK, so we'll be playing the Lizard for the Wizard and switching things up a little bit with Yogger as a support. Let's get into the divinations, the decks, the perks, and the pathing. We rolled 13 fast divinations, took nothing on the first one. A dual strike, which I actually ended up taking out during the deck building process on the second one. An Intimidate, a Corrupted Sprint, and Chant of Initiative. Unstable Power and Blood Rain. Nothing here. A Poison Dart and a Chant of Initiative. An upgraded Detection. An upgraded Camouflage and a Vigilance. Scroll of Speed, War Paint, Quick Shot and Scavenge. Intimidate, Helping Hand and Uproot. Helping Hand and Vigilance. Nothing here. Unstable Power and Shiv. Okay, here we are about to head out of Act 1 Town, and our speed strategy is going to be a little bit different for this run. You can see I'm playing Song of Celerity on Andrin, so this will be innate. The opening hand is always going to be Song of Celerity, Vigilance, Vigilance, Trace and Trace, and that's because our characters are quite fast. Navalea is 17. Yogger is 17, and Thuls is 17. So on Andrin, we can just Song of Celerity, everyone will get up to 21, and we should be more than quick enough to outspeed the enemies. I do have 2 Chant of Initiatives for 2 reasons. Number 1, we may actually just need to speed up Navalea or Yogger to get a Piercing Howl if we really do need speed control to get up to 23. And number 2, it gives us Stanza. We're actually a little bit short on Powerful, so you can see I'm playing Ode of War to give Thuls Powerful. We really need Powerful uptime. And so Chant of Initiative will give us Stanza to give Thuls Powerful with Ode of War. On Andrin, our plan is not dissimilar from usual. We're going to speed up the team and Expert Tracker. The Expert Tracker is largely going to go on Navalea, pretty much 100% of the time. Any excess energy will be going on Uproot and Detection. Navalea will always be next after Andrin. She's always the recipient of Expert Tracker, and so we're playing a fairly strange strategy where we're actually stacking the top of Navalea's deck with innate cards that we do not want to essentially thin her deck. So I'm playing 3 Scroll of Speed, 2 Unstable Power, and we're always pretty much going to be getting rid of these with Expert Tracker to curate what Navalea is going to draw versus having a fatter 15 card deck. So that's the we're never ever going to play Unstable Power. It's just there to sit on top of the deck and be Expert Tracked away. We have a few Intimidates and a few Curse of Fragilities, but largely Navalea's job is to give Inspire to Yogger and to Thuls, some Sharp to Thuls, apply Vulnerable and Slow to enemies with Piercing Howl, and if possible giving a Transmission to Thuls. It's a fairly similar story with Yogger. He starts with 2 Piercing Howls. I could not afford the 3rd one in Act 1, but I will plan on getting one in Act 2. We have Helping Hands and the Helping Hands that we got from the Divinations, which is fantastic. We'll put as many of those as possible into Thuls. The plan is to sharpen Thuls as much as possible as well. We have War Paints upgraded just to thin the deck, and you can see we're running a very small Fury package where we're going to be playing Blood Rain and transforming the bleed into Fury on Thuls, just a bit of extra reach on multipliers in the early game. Now we'll see if this holds true and we still keep doing this throughout the latter half of the run, but in the early game it's just a little bit of extra potential damage with this 2-card combo. And then of course it's over to Thuls to pop off as our carry. The goal is to play Blade Dance and Multi-Shot as our AoE, preferably preceded by a Camouflage and a Killer Instinct for the multipliers from Stealth. We can gun down champion units and bosses with Blade Flurry, giving ourselves multipliers with Fury in the process. We have free damage cards in the form of Poison Dart, Quick Shot, Shiv, and Slice. You can see we're doing a combination of slashing and piercing damage, and we'll also be adding shadow damage to that once we get Black Talons at level 2. Sprint is just a deck thinner, so I'm playing this just to thin the deck to 14 cards. And Scavenge is just in case we can't find our second AoE, we can always pull a Blade Dance out of the discard pile. For perks on Thuls, we went all the way down Golden Shards. He's very quick, so I only needed 1 speed to tie him with speed with Yogger and Navalea at 17. And obviously Thuls likes to apply stealth, so we perked 1 stealth charge. We are doing a mix, like I said, of slashing and piercing, so we're all the way down this tree, and we're having sharp increased shadow damage for when we get Black Talons at level 2. Blade Flurry gives Fury, so we're doing Fury increases damage by 5% per charge, so a lot of multiplier, and we should be able to repeat a lot of Blade Flurries in the late game with Ambidextrous and Scavenge, and we're chipping in with maximum charges of Vulnerable increased by 1 on enemies. Of course, we have to go Powerful increases damage by 10% per charge for the OTK style, it's a lot of tempo. And lastly, a couple of points in Shadow. Could not afford the last Shadow damage increase here, but I think we'll be okay. On Navalea, an all golden shards, so we're going fast just in case we pick up an armor like Slippers or something like that. Playing Piercing Howl, so we're going slow. She's going to be chipping in with Mark reduces slashing resistance. Andrin is going to be the Mark applier, so this is just Navalea chipping in to make sure that Andrin is going to be reducing slashing resistance. We're playing Sharpen and potentially Grinding Wheel in the late game, so going Sharp. Piercing Howl, so we're going +1 vulnerable. I do really like the Inspire draws too on support characters, I think it's great value. And then we're having Navalea apply additional charges of Decay, because on Andrin we perked Decay reduces Shadow Resist, and so when we proc Defiled Legacy at level 4, Navalea is going to be applying a bit of extra Decay for resist reduction on Shadow, which will obviously be coming from Thuls' Black Talons at level 2. As for Yogger's perks, all golden shards, slow because of Piercing Howl, usual stuff. Now I did go through, I was wondering, will we do kind of bleed shenanigans with Burning Blood? So I did actually invest quite a lot of perk points into the +1 Fury charges and bleed. Ultimately, I don't think this is actually necessary. I think you could probably perk a little bit differently on Yogger. I'm not sure that this package is required. It's very perk intensive. I did go for it. It did help a little bit in the early game, but if you're trying Yogger, then I wouldn't necessarily do that for this build. We're going Sharp for the same reason on Navalea. We play Sharpen and Grinding Wheel, and similarly Piercing Howl vulnerable. And like I said, support characters, Inspire +2. If I wasn't going through this Fury Bleed package, maybe a few extra points in Powerful, maybe 1 point in Vitality, because it's a pseudo heal with Yogger's meat. And then lastly on Andrin, we went all golden shards, fast for obvious reasons, because we're playing Song of Celerity. I do like, as the single first row perk outside of golden shards for sight, dispelling stealth, there are some problematic units. There's the farmer fight in Act 1. One of the enemies can get a very quick stealth off, and it's very difficult to turn 1 that fight unless you have this perk. We're chipping in with stealth increases damage by 25% per charge, which will help Thuls out. I'm going Mark for obvious reasons with Wild Hunt. We also have protection in the deck. We will be chipping in with +1 vulnerable charges because playing Uproot, and then just in case we do play our own Chant of Accuracy, we're perking Sharp on Andrin as well. We have no Bless in the comp, if you've noticed, for Thuls, so we're only going to be buffing him with Sharp. Picked up a Powerful just in case we get something like a War Banner, and then down the Mystical Tree, you saw already, we're having Decay, reduce Shadow Resist. Navalea is going to be the Decay applier, and Andrin's perking this. And I went Vitality just in case we get some food or meat-based cards in the potion slot, just as an extra pseudo heal. In terms of equipment, I bought absolutely nothing on Andrin, Navalea, or Yogger, and on Thuls we got this Poison Dagger, a bit of extra damage for our 2 damage types, and Fenny, just again, very good value. I think it's like 156 gold, and you can get the Ankle Bite, just a bit of extra damage for each. So with that in mind, that's the setup. We will head out of Act 1, and I'm going to be doing the high score pathing, fighting this Lost Sheep, coming up here, going into the hatch, popping out the hatch from the rift, coming down to the Otis node, up to the forest border, down to the river path, and then up to Ylmir. So we will visit the caravan. We're not going to buy anything here, it's just more score. And then let's take on Fight 1, see if we can OTK. Unusually we're playing Song of Celerity, and that's because we have very fast characters at 17 base speed each. So we have a few speed control options for this fight. We can either Song of Celerity, which obviously jumps our entire character roster ahead of the Raider. And what that means is I can be quite aggressive in what I want to do with the rest of Andrin's deck. We could do something like this, for example, and we could trace Thuls as an example. We'll expert track a Nav, and one of the nice things about stacking at the top of our deck with bad innate cards is it essentially thins her deck. And we could dig out a trace as well, do that on Yogger, and get rid of, wow, this all looks really good, like war paint or something like that. Pass turn to Nav. So that's one way to do it, and you can see we draw just good cards only, pretty much. Good cards left in the deck. So that's one way to do it. Sometimes though, 21 speed is not enough. So instead, what we could do is say trace, get rid of all of these, and keep something like this instead. We'll draw, we'll put Song of Celerity back, and this time we can dig out a Chant of Initiative. And the nice thing about this is we now get Nav up to 23 instead of 21, and we get Stanza 1 for Ode of War for powerful application on Thuls, which is pretty cool. We'll still trace Thuls, just like before. We'll always expert track a Nav, because the top of our deck is terrible. And we have a few options here. We can keep one scroll of speed if we like, if we think that we're not going to draw Piercing Howl, because we have to get Yogger ahead. But we can also get aggressive, get rid of all of the scrolls of speed, thin Navalea's deck, draw into Piercing Howl like this. We can Helping Hand Yogger, Helping Hand Thuls, Transmission Thuls. Put some mark on the enemies. And now they're all slower because of Piercing Howls, which is pretty cool. We'll draw. Sharpen, sharpen. And I did roll a premium meat here, but I'm going to show you that we don't even need this. I'm just going to deliberately not cast it, just to imagine what would it look like if we didn't get the premium meat. And because we have the powerful, I feel good about just going straight into a camouflage and a Blade Dance. We'll Killer Instinct multi-shot. We'll pull back out our Blade Dance. And you can see we have plenty of damage. Finish him off with 3 Poison Darts left over. Not going to take anything here, but hope you like the speed strategy. It's pretty cool. We have a lot of flexibility because of the base speed of our characters. First corruptor fight is Thorn's Proliferation, which is fun. We are going to struggle through this. Do it like that, I think. Yeah, that works. Speed up Nav. Very aggressively expert tracker. Now we can Ode Thuls for powerful. Trace everything other than Blade Dance off, and then uproot at the very end. Okay, we do hit the Piercing Howl, which is nice. Do a little bit of damage with Nav here. One of the nice things is that Yogger can passively heal Thuls up with meat, which is kind of cool, because we are going to take damage here for sure. Thorn's Proliferation is nowhere near as bad in Act 1 as it is later in the game, the later acts, as you know from watching my videos. It can be absolutely horrendous later in the game. Alright, we'll camouflage to a Blade Dance, get the Blade Dance back. Killer Instinct, Blade Dance, multi-shot. Nice. Not the worst. I'm gonna take, yeah, we're down to 20. Not the worst. Hopefully we don't get another one. We can passively heal those up, as like I said, Yogger's meat. Not gonna take any of this. And one thing that's noteworthy is at the sheep fight, I did take this transfusion. We're looking for one of those anyway on Yogger, which will help with burning blood and put a bit more bleed on Thuls if we get the combo. So there's a nice pickup. Got 16 cards with Yogger. All right, so let's keep moving forward. I'll see you inside the hatch. This is the Preempt Corruptor fight, which, as you may know by now, is the hardest fight to OTK. We're quite lucky in that we got Sub-Zero. I think if we got Melancholy or Noxious Parasites, it would be a lot harder. That being said, we still do a nice job, I think. Let's go through the line. We will uproot an Expert Tracker Nav. Look at this, it's so beautiful. Just get rid of all these bad cards. And then on Thuls, ditch the Poison Darts. We'll intimidate Jasper, we'll intimidate the Squirrel. One for Yogger, one for Thuls. Okay, we have 4 energy spent, so I can actually draw. Oh, perfect. Sharpen and sharpen, all going according to plan. I think while I'm in stealth, they'll throw a Blade Dance out there. I can speculatively, so there's Killer Instinct in the deck, so I can speculatively draw with setup and hope that I hit it. I do. We'll put back Self-Esteem and Blade Flurry. Now I can get powerful. You see, we're short on powerful. So this is very important. We'll multi-shot. We'll scavenge out the Blade Dance. And then pretty good damage, all things being said and done. A couple of cards left to spare. Perfect. So I'll rejoin at the imp fight shortly. We skipped to the pop-off turn against the imp, and a couple of things. We received a card removed for 2 cards removed from the previous Corruptor fight. So we got rid of the Broken Bones and the Low Self-Esteem, which is absolutely amazing. And we also picked up this Bookworm on Navalea, which we'll save till later. And on Thuls, we have this setup that you can see in our hand at the moment. I'm going to start with going with the Camouflage. And just again for powerful, I'm going to go Killer Instinct into multi-shot. We'll hit the front boy for 34, hit this one, and now we can Blade Flurry, start building up our Fury. It is a little bit touch and go with Thuls because there's a lot of front monster targeting, so we did have to get through the first 2 enemies first to actually get onto the altar. But we just about get it over the line. There is a school of thought of, hey, do you perk this perk instead, increase slashing damage, and then obviously don't have sharp, increase shadow on Black Talons just to get through the early game quicker, which I could see if we were playing Liar. If we played around Bless instead, which I definitely think is optimal thing to do, that's what I maybe would have done just to have a bit more early game tempo. But as it is, we're just sneaking through these fights, not going to take anything here. And we hit level 2. This is huge, so we'll definitely level up Bulls for Black Talons. We'll probably level up Wild Hunt before the Belfield fight. And maybe hold a couple. So let's see. We'll take this on Thuls. He needs the energy for sure. One nice thing is this also dispels the burn from Burning Blood before you suffer it, I believe, which is a nice little interaction. And as far as the... oh, this is great. We'll take the gloves on Thuls and might as well take some dirty bandages. We do need a little bit of healing. Beyond just the meat, and then we'll rejoin at the Belfield fight. Okay, the level 2 power spike is huge. We'll take a look on the top. Nothing. I'll speculate on Chant of Accuracy. Let's see if we can use it or not. I am looking for powerful. I would really like some powerful, so we'll put that back for now. We'll draw. Okay. I do need to, yeah, I think I can actually do it like this. So we'll speed up Nav. Hopefully we find the Howl in Nav's deck. And then we can do this on Thuls. Do this. Awesome, that's what we want to see. Blade Flurry and Black Talons. Perfect, perfect. Pass turn to Nav. Unfortunately, both Helping Hands are at the bottom, so we can't inspire Yogger, which is annoying. Look, he's now slower, so we did not need the Song of Celerity. And we will, of course, Transmission Thuls as much energy as possible. This is a pseudo heal. Like we healed for like 3. We'll draw, okay, more Inspire for Thuls. As much sharp as possible, and 6 vulnerable. It's one of the nice things about playing Yogger. Not a big fan of Yogger support, much prefer Liar, but one of the nice things is the Piercing Howls in his deck. Oh, just notably, we have 2 in his deck, which are in his deck. I could not afford the 3rd one, and we have a lot of vulnerable across the team with Piercing Howl and Uproot, so maybe a mistake, maybe you should get another one, but for now we seem to be doing fine without it. So we'll Black Talons and we'll Blade Flurry. We're going to do a lot of damage. I can actually get back this Blade Flurry, but I just want to see if we do enough damage without it. Obviously this will be absolutely fine. Let's see if we do enough without it to kill him. We do. That's good to know. Obviously the second Blade Flurry would have been crazy. Always love Scavenge. I'm going to take a Scavenge on Andrin. You can see we held 2 level ups. Didn't quite need them. The Shiny Bell, don't need that. I will speculate on a Fishing Rod on Nav, just in case we get another one. Then we get a Carp, which is good. So this is more of speculative. I don't think I'm going to use this unless I corrupt it. Okay, and then we'll head out and fight the Rift. We'll reconvene shortly. Okay, and I'm showing the back end of this Rift fight for a couple of reasons. Number one, just to look at our clear with Black Talons. It's pretty good. And we're healing. Thuls is back to full health, which is nice. We've got the heal out of the battlefield fight. Not taking any of this. And then the second reason I'm showing the back end of this fight is check out the items we get here. We're definitely taking the short sword on Yogger. That's an extra sharp charge. It's amazing. And this Fishing Rod, it was short and sweet. It's me, it's not you, I promise. And we're going to take this Dimensional Crystal on Nav. And that's because in the late game, we're going to be playing Overchargeable Curse of Torment. Now, Nav actually starts off with one in her deck, but you may have noticed I actively removed it. I don't know if this is correct, but it doesn't really come online until we really hit level 4. So I figured early game tempo is really important. This is going to be a dead card for like 2/3 of the run, and I got rid of it for now, and I'm going to rebuy it in Act 3. It's very expensive. I'm not sure if that's correct, but it felt like the right thing to do just to get through the early game. And so we'll be holding on to Dimensional Crystal for that reason, because once we can duplicate it, we can actually proc Defiled Legacy twice, just using one spell, which is pretty cool, because we're going to cold snap it out of the discard pile. Anyway, I'm going to keep moving forward to the Dryad fight. Take some damage here from the Dryad. She's very quick. Alright, take a look on the top. Get rid of something like this. No, all of it. You get rid of all of it. Be aggressive. We'll trace. Yeah, that looks good. We'll dig out the setup. Perfect. And then we'll speed up Nav. We don't need the speed because Dryad's already gone for the team. And I think we'll get this trace out. Yeah, that looks good. Wow, okay. Doesn't hurt when you have Black Talons at the top. We do have good deck manipulation, and Thuls has set up for some card draw. So we pretty much guaranteed to find it. We can still clear without it too. Last turn to Nav. Helping hand for Yogi. Alright, past turn. I leveled up Yogger, and you can see we have the Sausage Factory. It's pretty epic turns now from Yogger at level 2. He's a good boy. Oh, he's a very good boy. What a turn. Time to pop off. All Black Talons and multi-shots. Just clear them immediately. Wow. I think we'll just Blade Flurry. Oh my god, that's so much damage. We'll draw. Put back these two, I think. Yeah. Some good damage. We are doing damage. Nice. Don't know if I'm going to take this. I think I'm going to skip it. I'm not sure if this is correct, but we already have. You can see our vulnerable application is pretty consistent, so I'm not sure if I need another one of these. We'll take another Blade Flurry on Thuls, I think, and this Scavenge. Still holding Navalea's level up. And then, of course, best item in the game. We'll take the Forest Crown on Andrin. We're at the back end of the campsite fight here, and just want to show you this because there's some good items to talk about, some cards too. We'll do the usual. Good clear. This is touch and go. Don't think I'm gonna take it. Same with the Sharpen. It's very close. I'm not gonna take it. We'll take the Blade Dance on Thuls. Nothing on Andrin. And then in the items, we're gonna speed up Nav with leather boots, speed up Yogger with the emerald necklace. Nothing else here. And we'll take our free card upgrade against Heavenly Armaments. Heavenly Armaments always a challenge, so we are going to have to find Black Talons for this one. So I'm going to dig very aggressively in Thuls' deck for it. We have to song the roll fast. Always Expert Tracker Nav for obvious reasons. That looks good. Esther is immune to vulnerable. We can duplicate the Curse of Fragility. It's pretty cool. Nice premium meat, and we got it too. One of the nice things about premium meat is you can see that Thuls is at 4. If Thuls was at 3 or more Inspire, then the 20% rounds up to 1. So we're going to go up to 5 Inspire. You just saw that. It's now at 5. Okay, we have to find Black Talons for this one. It's very tough, very resistant. We do not, so we'll pull Setup out of the discard pile, I think. And I'm just going to throw a dart at someone like this, and then we'll draw 2. Because we don't need these Blade Flurries, too expensive. We can Black Talons, Blade Dance, multi-shot, pew pew pew. Don't think, like I said, good vulnerable application. Not going to take out Brutal Piercing Hell, I think. For our upgrades, maybe we'll just do an Intimidate. It's not much on Navalea. Yogger, all the important things are upgraded. I might just do Blood Rain. We haven't really been using this. I used it a little bit, but the intention is to do Blood Rain and Burning Blood just to get some more Fury on Thuls, and you can do that with Transfusion as well. But it's just not really come up that often. It's a 3-card combo, and these two alone are not super impactful, so I might take this out in Act 2, to be honest. Thuls, I'm actually going to do the 0 cost setup. It still digs 3, but I think energy is our limiting factor right now, not card advantage. And then Andrin, obviously this scavenge. Perfect. And we'll jump into the Ylmer fight. Ylmer is always tough with physical damage, but luckily Black Talons, we do have some shadow damage, so... Oh wow, okay, I see two cards that I really like, so I'm just going to start the battle again. Draw twice with Vigilance, save my blue trace. Draw with setup. Start proccing Wild Hunt. Now I can blue trace. I'm gonna get rid of literally everything because we have a bajillion scavengers. And I really need to find Adrenaline, which we do. We'll get a detection out because we have Wild Hunt up. Might as well cast it before we get rid of it. Soon give it time to shine. Nice. Bye bye. Keep Blade Flurry. Do it like this. Intimidate, intimidate, and duplicate the curse. Sharpen, helping, and transmission. So smooth. Kick off the factory. Nice. Short sword doing nice work here. Okay, Talon's somewhere on the deck. I'm gonna fish for it. I'm gonna get rid of Killer Instinct so we go down to 8 cards in hand so I can fish. Okay, we do find it. Very nice. I don't think we need this multi-shot, so we will play back Black Talons and we'll Blade Dance. We have to chunk through these guys. It's one of, like I said, it's one of the annoying things about those. Blade Flurry is front monster, so we have to chunk through all of them. We can't just go straight to the back, like Rapid Fire, for example. And he's on 515 with Camouflage and Blade Flurry. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. We had some leftover damage. Really strong. Won't take any of this. Don't think we need this. I will take Fan of Knives on Thuls, however. Really nice pickup. We can finally level up Navalea. I'm gonna take this out anyway. Doesn't really matter. Nothing here. Yep, not going to take any of this. And then my next act is Velcrath. Going to be doing the high score pathing for this run. All right, we're about to head out to Velcrath in Act 2. And on Andrin, we took out the detection. The deck is 16 cards. We have multiple scavengers, which is great. And setup, I'd love a second setup. If possible. We bought an extra Adrenaline, like we always do, and I kept in this Chant of Accuracy, because I just feel like his deck is quite consistent, particularly because we have Song of Celerity in the opener. On Thuls, we switched things up, so we just took that Fan of Knives, we didn't need to buy one. We kept the second Blade Dance, we upgraded the Blade Flurry, we bought an Adrenaline on Thuls, and we're doing a little small weapon package. We're going to be pulling Poison Daggers out with Hidden Weapon, and one of the nice things is we have 2 setups. I bought a second one. We have 1 blue, 1 yellow, and we can put this, if we draw Poison Daggers in the opener, we can put it back in the deck and then pull it back out for free with Hidden Weapon. The cost is reduced by 1, so we can either scavenge that back or Blade Flurry with scavenge as well. So it's just nice to have the option. If we're energy light, then we can pull this, make this free, and pull it back for free. Keeping the sprint for deck manipulation, and I'm a little bit greedy with Thuls. I think there's an argument to be made that I should have taken an uproot just in case of Thorn's proliferation, but my thinking was, well, hey, we have Dirty Bandages on Andrin as a way to heal, and we also have Meat on Yogger, as well as Sausage Factory on Yogger. So I have multiple ways to apply heal. So as long as I don't take too much damage in Act 2 from Thorn's proliferation, as long as we don't get 2 in a row, should be okay, especially because Andrin has Uproot in his deck as well. So that's why I didn't put Uproot in Thuls. Probably the prudent thing to do is to have 1 Uproot. He draws through the deck so consistently, might as well have a single Uproot. Yogger, we're removing the Fury stuff. It's a gimmick. I feel like I should just lean into the buffing with Piercing Howl, Helping Hand, and Sharpen. We obviously want to get a Grindy Will if we can in Act 3. I like Bluff because we'll make it 0 cost. It's a deck thinner. And other than that, it's pretty much the same as Act 1. Navalea, we have the Bookworm we picked up in Act 1. I bought an additional innate unstable power. So now the top 7 cards are always going to be 4 Scroll of Speed, 3 unstable power. So for now, Expert Tracker is going to get rid of all of those. So Navalea's deck is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. And in theory, if we draw a Bookworm, then we'll be able to, if Scroll of Intellect's in the bottom card, we'll be able to dig that out. I did buy this Shield Breaker for the Forge boss. Like I said, one of the things with Thuls is he can't really target his enemy. It's always the front attacker, which is another reason why Poison Daggers is quite good into the Forge boss, because it targets a monster, whereas Blade Flurry does not. So the plan to gun down the robot boss in Dwarf Face is going to be to Shield Breaker the shield off of him, because Black Talons does not proc on block. So we're going to get rid of the block, not the shield, sorry, but the block. And we're going to be using Poison Daggers with proccing Black Talons because it targets the enemy monster versus Blade Flurry. Maybe you could make an argument to make this one of these targetable, but I do really love the Fury version. So I could see an argument to be made to make one of these targetable just in case. Only other notable thing is I bought Sidearm on Thuls. You can see I have a pile of money. Bought Sidearm, it's just an extra free damage whenever you play a melee attack, which we absolutely are playing a lot of those. Other than that, I being quite greedy. You could argue that I should just do a bunch of divinations and do similar strategy as to Act 1 Town, spam divinations, get more shards, fine-tune the decks for tempo, but I am being a little bit greedy here. So we will head out and we'll see how things go in the first fight. We are up against Melancholy. Squirrel's pretty quick. We did keep a Chant of Initiative in Andrin's deck for exactly this reason. You could argue I should have taken a Captivating Voice as well. Another somewhat risky move that may have done differently with hindsight. Gonna get rid of all this stuff. Okay, we do need this Chant of Initiative, like I just mentioned. That jumps Nav. We'll Piercing Howl them down. Look at the top of Nav's deck. It's, Melancholy is annoying. And we'll do this. We don't need this. We have 2 Blade Flurries, so I'm going to get rid of this one. Pass to Nav. We find our Piercing Howl. We can also Scroll of Speed Yogger ahead of the Squirrel, so we could always get Piercing Howl on Yogger too. Oh, I bought the Scroll of Intellect. There's a must-buy on any mage in Act 2. I think I forgot to mention that. Sorry about that. Get the factory moving. Nice. See, we're getting very good vulnerable. Well, Adrenaline up, and then our hidden weapon combo with Poison Daggers is in the hand. So I'm actually going to draw like this, put the Poison Daggers back, and then get it out for free, which is pretty nice. And then I think we Killer Instinct to get our powerful up, Blade Dance. We'll camouflage into this Fan of Knives. We can Blade Dance again. Excellent. Gunshot the Crucible. And then we have a Poison Daggers, scavenge it back to finish off Soul. We didn't even have that much sharp. I was pretty happy about that. I'm not going to take this. Weapon cache is kind of nice. It's very expensive. I'd like cheap cards if possible. This Poison Dagger is interesting because I could, in theory, actually change this hidden weapon now to the yellow and it becomes a draw 2. So we could change that poison daggers to another 1 cost and stick 2 of them in the deck, and this is a 0 cost draw 2. So this is kind of interesting for me. I think I'm not going to take it. I'm going to stick to the current plan. This is obviously looks very shiny. What is interesting, and I mentioned this already, I would like to wait a little bit for Curse of Torment. And if you look at this corrupted one, it's 3 Scourge. I only care about the Scourge, don't care about the damage. It's 3 Scourge here, 1 on the overcharge. If you look at the yellow one, 3 Scourge here, 1 on the overcharge. So functionally to me, this yellow one is just no different from the purple one. This makes no difference to me. I guess you could argue that I could take this now for good economy, but Enrage is also very expensive, and Enrage is good now versus later. So I still want this, and I'm going to be very, very restrained and take Enrage instead, which may enrage some of the viewers. In the spirit of expediency, I'm going to skip ahead a couple of fights here. We are against Astarios, and you can see we are level 3. I saved them on Navalea, Yogger, and Andrin, but leveled up Thuls is very important. We get a refund whenever we play a melee attack for 1 energy. We also gain powerful. We're obviously playing Ode of War in Act 1 on Andrin, which we took out in Act 2 because of the powerful issue. And now Thuls has a nice self-contained way of powerful between Killer Instinct and Momentum. We'll keep Wild Hunt. Start proccing it. Put these 2, and we'll obviously pull Setup out. Get out on Adrenaline before we shuffle our discard pile into the deck, triggering Exhaust. Use our Scavengers up. Perfect. Jump Nav ahead. And this still gets me. Look at the top of Nav's deck. Bye-bye all these cards. We're deliberately doing that, again, just to make Nav's deck much thinner. It's kind of funny. We'll do 1 of these, I think. There, we'll give Yogger a little bit of energy for this round. And this is where we suffer for not having Liar. You know, I'm playing Yogger just to do something different. The right thing to do, the optimal thing to do is to play Liar. If you watch my Maluka carry video, I would play Liar in this position. It's incredible just being able to Divine Power. If we were able to Divine Power in this spot on Thuls, it's just so much more effective damage than what we are currently doing. We'll keep drawing. Okay, we'll Howl, Sharpen, and then go up to 5 Inspire past turn. We'll still OTK him. I'm curious how we're going to go in the late game. We'll see. Okay, so we'll start with a Camouflage on a... Well, actually, I guess not. We'll Killer Instinct into a Blade Flurry. And we'll do another Blade Flurry. Yeah, you can see we're doing a lot of damage. I think if we had Divine Power, maybe we'd be doing even more damage. We'll pull out a Blade Flurry. I think we could have a couple of ways to finish this fight, but might as well just get it over and done with. This is interesting. I'm not going to take it. It is somewhat interesting. I've already got all my innate cards. I don't want to screw with the top of Andrin's deck. If we had a card remove or something very shortly, then I would take it, but I can't guarantee that, so I'm not going to take it. I would take it ahead of the Song of Celerity, because Song of Celerity comes out of this, and it would be corrupt. But then I'd be stuck with 2 of those on the top of the deck, so I'm not going to take it. We get the Arena Champion. I guess it's not the worst on Thuls. I'm going to take them out as soon as I can, as per usual. And then we obliterate this fight, so I'm going to skip it and see you in the Forge. Okay, Allied, we're actually just before the Forge. You'll see in a second. And I'm showing this. I've shown you this in a few other videos, but I'm showing this because I'm trying to sneak in the Forge and get a good XP from the roll, which is a very try-hard, kind of high-scoring thing to do. I think I covered this in the High in the Carry or Gustav Carry video. But I'm just going to quickly obliterate these guys with a lot of energy to spare. See, we're quite strong with Black Talons, and we can almost always get it. We almost get it. We always get it with Thuls. I'm going to take a fan of knives here. I'm going to take this plague shot on Andrin and nothing else. And I'm not going to play plague shot. It's got one purpose and one purpose only. I level up 2 characters, not Andrin. That shuffles the deck. We'll accept knowledge for a dream. And I'm going to take this roll, and if I remember correctly, so I've tested this, I saved the game, and I'm trying to succeed this roll because it's more XP for score. And so we should roll, and I think it's going to be a 0, a 1, a 3, and a 2, if I remember correctly. Yes. There we go. So I tested in the spreadsheet all the different level ups, and then I go back and I had to take this plague shot to get a 2 to get into the forge. Very try hard. I know. Let's take this heavy weaponry, and we're going to go down this way because we have this extra node here for the fishing rod, and you get millions of resources from the shuffle game, which I'm sure I'll do first try. Okay, let's do it. The drone is pretty fast, unfortunately. Now, I know there are a few good cards on the top, so I'm going to get rid of all these. Yeah, like this. This looks good. Pull out our glorious setup. And we keep going. I'm going to need this chart of initiative because I'm going to have to get Navalea quicker than them. We will keep drawing. All right, we'll put back up roots because they're all immune to vulnerable because of heavy weaponry anyway. Or song, chant, and the other chant. Bye bad cards. Do this on those. Oh, that looks good. Very nice. With Nav, we don't have our transmissions, annoying. Slow them down. Slow does affect them. And we'll sharpen. And we'll bonk Lancelot. Okay. Piercing Howl is useless. I'm going to sharpen first. Helping hand. Let's see what's on top. Okay. And we'll hit Lancelot again. Oh, that's annoying. Pass turn. Should be okay. Well, Black Talons, I guess we will just start by meeting ourselves. It's kind of weird. We'll Killer Instinct and Blade Dance. And then what we can do is we can actually draw and stick the Poison Daggers back, get it back out for free. Great card advantage. Not that we're going to need it. And yeah, might as well just Blade Flurry. Lancelot, it's a lot of damage. It builds up good fury. It's 30% damage multiplier. And we'll chunk these guys down. We'll pull out the Blade Dance again. And here I think we'll Gunshot, Spellbinder, and Poison Daggers. Swordman. Okay, won't take any of this, won't take any of this, won't take any of that. We will be taking Ambidextrous because it's incredible on what we're trying to do. I'll take as many of these as I'm offered on Thuls. You can duplicate melee attack, which is exactly what we're trying to do. Okay, you can see we still have Andrin's level up, and I'm going to go ahead and you'll have to trust me. I got this first try, and then I'll see you, I think, up at the Forge boss. You know, against the Forge boss, old dwarf face, and we have to kill the heart on turn 1 to get the OTK here. Ditch these, I think. Yeah, this looks good. And that can be really hard to do because it starts off with 252 block. And one of the issues with Black Talons is it damages with hit, so it does not proc on block. We have to, for this to work, we have to chunk through the block first to even get the Black Talon procs, and this is where the majority of our damage is coming from. Thus, the shield breaker on Navalea, which you'll see in a second, is going to do a ton of work. We would not, I don't think we'd be able to do the final turn 1 without it. Okay, it's pretty decent. I'll do this on Yogger. Keep the 2 sharpens, I think. Can ditch the rest. Look at... Oh my gosh, so beautiful. We'll dig the book out. And we can't afford the sharp and the piercing how, but look at this, 252 block. No longer. And while we're proccing the block before the reactive laser would hit our team, which would be a real nightmare as well. So we no longer have to worry about the 252 block. We'll do this. Alright, past 10. Pretty decent amount of sharp. We are obviously looking for our poison daggers, which is in hand, which is great. It'd be nice to make this cheaper. So I'm actually going to dig a little bit. I'm going to start off by ambidextrous on Blade Flurry and just build up some fury, some multipliers. And we can throw the gunshot at the boss, start proccing the Black Talons. Okay, here's hidden weapon. So I'm going to put poison daggers back, get it back out for free. It's now permanently free, so I can scavenge this back for free, which is pretty cool. Sharpening knife to build up some sharpen ourselves, and we'll camouflage poison daggers. And you can see that when I pull back poison daggers, it would do 39 damage. So if you imagine that he did have 252 block, all of our damage is really coming through Black Talon's procs here. The poison daggers themselves would do 39 times 2. And so we would have a lot of block to get through before we start really doing a lot of damage to the boss. And so that's why I felt like Shield Breaker was really important just to get through this fight specifically. Some comms do struggle without the help of the Shield Breaker. Okay, I'm not going to take this chant of accuracy. Here, I do think any of these would actually be quite good. We already have a couple of setups, and we already have hidden weapon. I don't think I need a second hidden weapon. Now, Evanescence is absolutely the right thing to take it. There's an extreme high roll getting an upgraded legendary card in Act 2. This would be the right thing to do. You can vanish 5 cards, and because it rounds up, you would draw 8, gain 8 energy, 8 stealth. That's a lot of damage. But what I'm going to do for the purpose of this run, when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is really interesting, but it's not kind of in the median case. So I'm going to deliberately not take this. I should definitely take it if I was trying to optimize min-max, but in the interest of science, I'm not going to take it just to see how we do with the current game plan. Because I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to trivialize it too much, if that makes sense. We'll take this Berserk Potion. I think the multiplier, the additional Fury is 15% multiplier. Well, this will give us 3 Fury versus the Gunshot. I think there's actually more effective damage, which will be even more true in the late game when scaling is super important. I'm not going to take anything of this on Andrin. Okay, we held Andrin's level up. We'll continue moving out the Forge. And for the first Corruptor, we have Thorn Proliferation. So now my Hubris is going to be tested. I do not have Uproot on Thuls, and I figured we could get away with meat. Let's see if that's true. Alright, we can do this, right? I'm not going to need to restart the entire run, right? We're going to be okay, I think. Question mark. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit nervous about this one. right at the back end of the act. Not ideal. Not prudent play from myself at all. Just proccing Wild Hunt here. I will never get bored of seeing this top 7 on Nav. It's so good. Get rid of all those on Yogi, and we'll get rid of the first bout of Thorns here. Okay, do one of these. Do one of these. One of these. Sharpen and a Piercing Howl. Not going to play anything else. Okay, we'll start by proccing the Sausage Factory. That's good. Play Piercing Howl. Oh, that's good too. Think we hit Graham. Maybe. Oh, nice. More sharpen. Alright, premium meat. And then I think we pass over the deck. Piercing Howl. Oh, this is close. I think we pass. I don't know what to do. Okay. We'll definitely blank Talons. And then I think we hit Graham to build up a sharp. Well, ambidextrous the fan. What do we have in the deck? We do have a premium meat in the deck. We'll draw. I'm gonna do this. Oh, we didn't hit premium meat. Oh my god. Okay, well, Killer Instinct, a fan of knives, or Camouflage, a fan of knives. Oh my god, this is so close. See, I told you we'd be fine. I don't know why you were nervous. Like, we're absolutely fine. See, we were finished on 2, up to 7. Not a worry in the world. Yeah, that was, we were cutting it pretty fine. We were rewarded though for our judgment. The Curse of Torment, as I mentioned, we're looking for this. It's upgraded already. We're going to change this to yellow in Act 4 because we're going to be proccing Defiled Legacy twice with it because of Dimensional Crystals. I'm very happy about this. We were rewarded big time. Oh my god. We were even further rewarded. Gonna take the Proficient on Yogger. It's guaranteed draw. I know there's more upside because of premium meat from Meat Bag, but I think the Proficient is better. And then we found a corrupted Berserker Claw. Look, I'll give up Evanescence, but Berserker Claw, I'm never gonna give you up. We're no strangers to love. Definitely gonna take this on Thuls. It's incredible. Okay, oh my god, that was stressful. I'm gonna skip a couple of fights and I'll see you in the ygEAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAA Sub-Zero or something. We killed them all on turn 1. But notably, Thuls is now at 46, so we left Thuls proliferation at 7. He's now at 46, and that's because between a combination of Sausage Factory, the various meats that we get, and this the 5 heal of dirty bandages from Andrin, we're able to get Thuls up to 46. So I do think that if we don't, as long as we didn't hit 2 Thorns proliferation in a row, then generally I think we'd be okay because we could just heal up Thuls. That being said, maybe the prudent thing to do, it was a bit blasé not having Uproot in Thuls' deck, so I'm definitely going to buy one in Act 3. There's no way we'll get through an Act 3 or Act 4 Thorns proliferation without Uproot in Thuls' deck, but lesson learned for, for next time. We'll take this roll, get another heal, and take down Ignitor. We got a little heal coming into this. We're up to 77. All is right with the world. Get rid of these 3. Keep the Adrenalines and the Scavenge. Just going to keep fishing through the deck for setup. If you're wondering, the answer is no. I will never get bored of doing this. is why we get up in the mornings, to set up and scavenge and adrenaline through our deck. That's what we live for. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to actually use our level 3. Scourge reduces resists. We have that Curse of Torment, so I'm actively going to be digging for that. Do one here. One here. We'll duplicate it. Doesn't stack yet. It's still on 5. And we'll give transmission to Thuls, I think, like that. Kick off the factory. Okay. Wow, what a turn. Draw again. Beautiful stuff. Bonk the spike, get him out of the way. Oh wow, and a premium meat as well. We'll draw. We'll adrenaline up. I think we just draw from premium meat. We dig for okay, we did not find Black Talons. I think that's okay. I think we should be alright. Let's take a look and see if we are. Blade Flurry. We only have 4 powerful, so I'm going to use Killer Instinct to start with. Yeah, we should be doing really nice damage here. We can get out that Blade Flurry. This is without Black Talons, by the way. Yeah, somewhere Black Talons is in our deck. We would have done like double damage, but we're still A-okay without it. Doesn't hurt that we have the Berserker Claws. I don't think we are taking any of this. This is on the wrong character, but I would love one of these on Thuls. Might as well level up Andrin now before we head into Act 3. Oh wow, I mean, we're not playing this, but it's worth noting. Between that and the Berserker Claw, this is a decent seed. H5 Boot 43, if anyone's wondering. I will take this Twin Blades because it actually draws a card with, we're going to be putting a bluff in Navalea's deck, so we'll take this Twin Blades on Navalea. And nothing, I don't think, on Yogger. I will take this Lava Crystal on Thuls. It gives us powerful every turn. You saw there we started only on 4 powerful because of the gloves, so I will take this Lava Crystal. And then nothing, I don't think, on Andrin. And I'll see you in Act 3, where we are headed to Aquaphor. Alright, we're about to head out of Act 3 town. We have a bluff on Navalea that's upgraded. We bought a Cold Snap, where we're going to put Curse of Torment into the discard pile with Shifting Scroll, get it back with Cold Snap, and proc our level 4 Defiled Legacy with that combo. We bought an Enrage, very expensive. Our Scroll of Intellect now draws, and we have removed some of the innate cards on the top of Navalea's deck, so we now have 5 innate cards on the top of Navalea's deck instead of the 7 to get rid of with Expert Tracker, because with the card draw that we have, we should be able to get through the entire deck at this point. On Yogger, we also have a bluff. 0 cost bluff, fantastic. It's just free cantrip. We spent a lot of money on Grinding Wheel, which we're hoping for a free upgrade because it's very expensive. We obviously have our Helping Hands, our Piercing Howls, and our Sharpen. There's a very good chance we'll be able to get through Yogger's entire deck as well, especially with the Proficient. On Thuls, we swallowed our pride and bought an Uproot. I was pretty scared after just sneaking through in Act 2, so we definitely need this Uproot. And in a similar vein, I bought Rifty, replaced Fenny with Rifty for a similar reason. We have this Ambidextrous, very expensive, but a great card, absolute must-have on Thuls. I'll take as many as I'm given, and otherwise I think it's largely the same. We have you can see we still have our 1 blue, 1 yellow setup. On Andrin, we have 17 cards, and not much has changed. I do have this captivating voice just in case we run into some problematic fast units like Monty and Colin. So this is a contingency plan against those. And I did actually buy a Continuum Blade on Andrin. You can see we're not going to be proccing it at the moment, but in Act 4 I plan to buy a few slices, and that will make a Continuum Blade into a free cantrip, because Slice, it's a melee attack. You get a refund of 1 energy, and so it will draw us a card, refund us the energy, and it's a nice little combo with Continuum Blade. So I bought it now, but not doing much with it just yet. I think that's everything as far as town is concerned. So let's venture out, and this is the high score route we're going to come across down here. And first fight, heavily armaments, and we do get the free upgrade that we were looking for. Okay, they're all quite fast and quite resistant, so we are going to have to find Black Talons, I think, on Thuls. We'll get rid of these because we really want setup. Perfect. Yank it out the discard pile. We definitely have to speed up Navalea here. Chant, and then she's going to draw into Piercing Howl, so we should be able to get them low enough. We'll get rid of those 5. And I think on Thuls, I think we can afford to get rid of these. We can always scavenge things back out to the discard pile if we need them. Okay, Navalea's deck is amazing. We have the Twin Blades, so we can actually draw twice with Bluff. And you'll see we have actually more than enough draw. We have an extra draw if needed. And that's because we'll be playing Defiled Legacy, so we do need that 1 extra draw when that goes into the deck. We can pull out Curse of Torment for now. Cold Snap's not upgraded, so it does cost energy. Piercing Howl. Give Yogger some draw. Same with Thuls. We'll give Yogger the energy, I think. And then we'll duplicate the Curse of Torment. 1 for Jim. 1 for the Archer. For now, Grinding Wheel is absolutely useless, which is unfortunate. But luckily from this fight, we are going to get our free upgrade. Yogger has pretty good reach throughout his deck. You can see we dug pretty far into the deck. Which is satisfying. We should be able to get all the way through in the late game. I think we passed the turn. Okay, we are really looking for Black Talons. Don't find it, still in the deck. Adrenaline will start drawing through the deck. I'm still on 9 cards, so I'm actually going to throw away this Killer Instinct to get down to 8 cards to dig as deep as possible with setup. Okay, we found it. We put Poison Daggers back, dig it out for free, and now we can play Black Talons. And you'll see it's going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, it's like it more than doubles our effective damage. Maybe it triples it. I'm actually going to get the Fan of Knives back out. We'll make a 1-cost version. And then with this Ambidextrous, we'll make a 0-cost version, which is pretty cool. I'll camouflage into the 1-cost version, get our refund back. We'll do the 0-cost version. Yeah, lots of damage. Very nice. We have Poison Daggers and a Blade Dance to spare. Here, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to take this. I told you we'll take as many of these as we're given. We have multiple ambidextri. I don't know what the plural is. I tried to Google it. I have no idea. We'll make this Cold Snap blue. So now it's free. And it's going to make Curse of Torment free. It's going to be great. Grinding Wheel, make it yellow for obvious reasons. On Thuls, we'll make one of our ambidextresses free. the blue cost one. And Andrin, this is kind of inconsequential. I'll make the captivating voice blue or something like that. We come over to the Crocomen Mafia, and actually the emerald is a little bit more than the trophy here. The trophy is, I think, it's 116 XP. Emerald should be 120. Yeah, 120. Next fight, another free upgrade. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll take a Sub-Zero. Shouldn't be too bad. Sub-Zero, they're not too quick. And we'll take a look on the top. And sometimes you just see the things that you want, so no crazy setup shenanigans with Andrin. We'll spend our 4 energy on Song of Celerity, Artroot, Tracker Nav, and Trace Thuls. And I think we'll get rid of these and keep a Blade Flurry and 1 Scavenge. Pass the turn. And with Navalea, we'll Shifting Scroll to get the Curse of Torment in the discard pile. We draw twice with Bluff because of Twin Blades. Pull it out with Cold Snap. And this is going to be so good when we get Defiled Legacy. And then once again, once we get level 5, where Scourge can stack. And you may recall in my, say, Gustav Carry video, I played Navalea with Duality instead of the right-hand side because I felt that we had enough resist reduction in the comp. And the same when you're playing Elemental damage. It's so easy to get the resist very low, but with Physical and Shadow, it's quite difficult to lower the resistances, which is why we're going right with Scourge. Quite similar to the Maluka carry video that I did, so that's why, I'm not sure if I explained why I'm going right-hand side, but Physical and Shadow can struggle a little bit with resist reduction, which is why we're going this side. We'll do this, we'll hit Jim with a Curse of Torment, and then when I hover this, it kind of tells me who's the most resistant to Shadow, so I'm going to hit this Dung Beetle to apply some resist reduction from the Scourge. We'll start the Factory. Haven't hit our grinding wheel just yet. Again, fairly good reach through the deck. Resist reduction's already very high, so I'm going to keep drawing here. I don't think it really matters who we hit. Okay, we do hit grinding wheel. And so I'm just going to dump the energy into grinding wheel. Last turn. Alright, we hit Black Talons. We hit Premium Meat. No complaints about that. We'll Ambidextrous, our Fan of Knives. And I think we will just start with a full-on Fan of Knives. Okay, we we do a lot of damage. We'll do another one, and yeah, that does the job. Feels very good, but I don't think we need any of this. And for our upgrades, they're kind of inconsequential for most of the characters. We'll do, I don't know, one on Nav or something, and one of these on Yogger, and Ambidextrous is great. Obviously, we're very excited about this one. This one is fantastic. Andrin, inconsequential, do an Adrenaline or something like that. We will buy this boat because it's more XP. I think we get 100 XP from this for Jack. And what I'll do is, you've seen the game plan, at least at level 3, where we are right now. So we'll rejoin a little bit later in the act. Okay, we reconvene here inside the cave. And you can see I've leveled up Navalea to level 4. I've been talking at quite some length about Defiled Legacy. For now, Feed the Rich is going to be good, but I'm just holding these level ups. I don't feel like I really need them. They do give me a free shuffle. Andrin's level ups are terrible to 4, but we'll definitely be using Hidden Hand for a bit of reach on Thuls, and Gorge because it gives us some gourmet meat, which is the best meat. And I'm just holding them for now because I don't think I need them. We'll take this Armageddon. And we'll take the resources here because we don't really have any juicy free card upgrades candidates in our decks at the moment. And let's see how we go. Alright, so we're going to trace and get rid of all of this stuff. And on Andrin, we fought a Rift and took a Dimensional Crystal on Andrin, which you'll see why in a second. And then notably, we did get a Twin Blades, second one corrupted, in case we do get a second bluff on Navalea, so proc it twice. But it also gives us sharp charges because we'll be planning to play a grinding wheel on Navalea as well to really turbocharge the sharp on Thuls in the late game. For now, we're going to draw through Andrin's deck, and before I play the Song of Celerity, I'm first going to get this Chant of Accuracy out of the discard pile. Pulling it out with the Scavenge, because it is going to proc Dimensional Crystal, so we'll get Thuls to 6 sharp. I didn't want to duplicate the Song of Celerity for obvious reasons. I think we can get rid of these on Yogger, because we want to chain through the deck, find Grinding Wheel, and obviously we get rid of this garbage. Top of Nav's deck, passing the turn. And we are cruising. Excellent. We can get rid of this, put it in the discard pile, pull it back out for cheap. One for you, one for you. Piercing Howl. And look, we don't have a ton of energy at the moment, but this is, I mean, this is a big AoE reduction for now, which is very, very good. And we'll do one here as well. When we stack late game, it's going to be great. Start procking the sausage. Nice grinding wheel. Always happy to see that. Two. And one of the nice things about premium and gourmet meat is that they actually increase the auras, include Inspire. So you can see Thuls is at 4 Inspire in the top left of the screen. Premium meat is increase aura charges by 20%, so 4 times 20% is 0.8. The game rounds to the nearest whole number, so that is 1 extra Inspire, and you can see we go up to an additional Inspire. We drew Helping Hand anyway, not that it would have made a difference, but it's really cool. The same is true of Energize as well, so if we're at 3 Energize, we would have got an additional 1 because it would be 0.6. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just show you without Black Talons, without premium meat, what our damage potential is like, just so you can see. So I'm not going to play Black Talons. We'll do a Fan of Knives, a Fan of Knives, Fan of Knives, and you can see we have Blade Dance, Blade Dance. We still have a Momentum to proc, Blade Flurry, Poison Daggers, so on and so forth. So we can easily get through the fights without Black Talons, but let's go back into the game. And we'll do the exact same thing, but with Black Talons this time. So I'll Ambidextrous the Fan, Ambidextrous the Fan. And now when I Black Talons, the damage differential is pretty big. Like, yeah, it's just 2 that gets us through the entire team. So yeah, the Black Talons procs, as you can see, is doing a lot of work here. But we can still get through the fights without them. So we're going to keep moving forward here, and we're going to eat this lady's children. Are we the baddies? I think this one is better, the well-fed. And I'll see you at the Spider Queen fight. Okay, you know the drill at this point, so I'm skipping straight to Thuls' pop-off turn. All Talons, of course. We'll Ambidextrous this Fan of Knives, and I think we'll just kick things off with a Camouflage into a Fan. We can Fan again. Might as well draw. And we find our Blade Flurry. This should be enough with an Ambidextrous. We can also Killer Instinct into it. Easily done. Now, normally I love Book of Nightmares on Navalea. I don't think we're going to need it for this run. So I'm going to skip Book of Nightmares. It does benefit, the Shadow does benefit from Sharp, but the Blade Flurry is already doing lots of work for me. So this is expensive to upgrade. Might be a mistake, I'm going to skip it for this run. We'll open the Cocoons, and we don't need these. Our weapons are so good, so we don't really need this Venom Fang. And we have a lot of resist reduction with Scourge, so I'm going to skip that. I may take Free Lover on Yogger, maybe just for a bit of extra heal. I don't know. We have like infinite gold, so feel fairly comfortable with that, and nothing else. And in the interest of time, we will level up a couple of characters, and then I'll see you in the Hydra fight. We absolutely demolish these guys, so we'll skip to the Hydra fight. You can see we've buffed the Hydra with Reinforce and Courage, so they're extra resistant. Look at this guy, 86 and 88 against our 2 damage types, so this should be interesting. We will need that Chant of Initiative. We have to get Navalea ahead of this guy. He's going to give himself invulnerable, so we have to get Navalea up ahead, which is why it's so good that we have this leather boots, because it gives her a base speed of 18. She goes down to 17 with the chill, and we're going to get her up to 25, so she can slow them down. Expert Tracker, where are you? There you are. Okay, Chant of Initiative. This is what we need for this fight specifically. Might as well do one on Yogger as well. And you'll see that after Piercing Howl, this Hydra is going to be 21, so they'll still be ahead of Thuls, which is really bad. So this is the one time where I'm going to keep a Scroll of Speed on top of Navalea's deck. We'll do this on Yogger. We keep the Helping Hands, and hope that we find something like a grinding wheel, something like that maybe. Okay, so we'll pull out the Curse of Torment. We'll draw, and as you can see, we have enough draw to make it all the way through. We'll do one here. We have to do this on, well, you'll see, look, this Hydra is now 21, still ahead. So now we can Scroll of Speed. Now he's ahead. Do one of these over here, and then we'll do an AoE. Resist reduction. Okay, proc the sausage. Probably did not need all of these Helping Hands. We do really need some sharp. Okay, that's not too bad. We'll do this. Premium meat. We'll gorge. Grinding wheel. Then gourmet meat. Okay. Don't have much sharp, only 12. Maybe could have played this differently. Let's see how we go anyway. We'll obviously start with Black Talons. And I think we'll just throw out an uproot to get them to 7 vulnerable. We're down to 8 cards, so I can set up here. We'll put Fan back because we're going to draw into it anyway. And then we'll pull Poison Daggers out the deck. I can start ambidextrousing the Fan of Knives here. And I think I do just launch one out there. That's not much damage. I'm going to set up through the deck because we have a lot of energy generation. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We'll stick back a Blade Flurry like this, I think. And then we can camouflage into another Fan of Knives. Fan of Knives. Fan of Knives. They're pretty tanky. Stick these back. Hidden Hand. I think. Yes, we should be able to. Perfect. We have a proc on Hidden Hand as well. We would have drawn. Got 3 energy and drawn. That was tight. That was pretty close. Definitely could have played that differently, I think. Oh, wow. Okay. We'll take this Enrage for sure. None of this. Definitely take Last Reward. Great card on Andrin. In terms of these rewards, I don't think I'm going to take any of this. We might as well take the Titan Gauntlets. We have like infinite money. Might as well take the Titan Gauntlets on Thuls. And see you in Act 4. Okay, here we are about to head out of Act 4 town. And on Navalea, I bought this Sapphire Ring in the shop, which is great extra energy on turn 1. And because of between that and the Enrage that we found, I did buy this Grinding Wheel because we obviously have the extra Sharp Charge from Twin Blades. And with enough energy now, with the Enrage, with the other Enrage, and of course with the Sapphire Ring, I felt comfortable buying this Grinding Wheel that would be able to put the energy into that and still do our overchargeable Curse of Torment. So that's Nav's deck. On Yogger, I bought this battle plan. I felt like I needed a bit of extra card dig. I really would like to get through the entire deck if possible. I felt energy constrained on Yogger, so bought this Blood Rage. I know we suffer 18 HP loss, but we can always sausage ourselves back up to full health as we're chaining through the deck. Otherwise, I think it's largely the same. Maybe I bought this Enrage. Maybe didn't have enough energy in Act 3 for an Enrage, so we got that on Yogger 2 to solve the energy issues. Thuls' deck is basically the same. I was toying around, meddling. I did have 2 blue, and I'm changing the ambidextrous to 2 yellow, 1 blue, and seeing how that feels as we go through the hallway fights, just kind of testing the impact of that. And on Andrin, as mentioned in Act 3, bought these 2 slices because it's going to do a lot of mark on the final bosses. They are free because of momentum. You get a refund of an energy. And because we have Continuum Blade, they draw us cards as well. Last thing to mention is you can see I bought Asmodee on Andrin. Again, it's mark and it's slow for the final bosses, which is pretty nice. And otherwise, I think everything is basically the same. So with that in mind, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit throughout the act and we'll rejoin at a hallway fight shortly. Okay, you can see we're at the slime node. I'm going to take the physical blobs, and that's because this toxic one gives a bit of extra sharp, which I would like on Thuls. I might as well take they're free, so I'm going to take these blobs. I don't think they're going to do anything at all, but it's free. We don't really need Rifty anymore. We still have the Uproot in Thuls' deck. So we'll take the blobs, and between town and here, notably, we picked up another Enrage on Navalea, another Enrage on Yogger, and a Corrupted Ambidextrous on Thuls as a reward along the way. So we're feeling very good, and we will take this Thorn Proliferation. We have no good candidates for the free card upgrade, so I'll take the card remove here. Always a tough one. I think we'll get rid of these for now. Looking for a setup. Perfect. Which we'll pull back out. The Act 4 Thorns ramps up so quickly. As you can see, I play all extreme Corruptors, so these can be just extremely difficult. And I do like the challenge. One of the upsides is you do get to snowball pretty hard. Let's take this back. And I don't think it really makes a difference. We'll do this. I think we can trace Yogger's deck. Probably get rid of a Bluff, Fresh Meat, Piercing House, something like this. We'll do this on Nav. And we will uproot. Look how much... That's ridiculous. First round of Thorns gone. This armor is actually relevant, which is quite funny. The block from the blob. Okay. We'll do this, and then we'll poke the Lancer before he hurts us. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll do it like that. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Perfectly counted correctly. And we're not doing this. You can see I'm down to 1 helping hand, by the way, on Nav. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier. I only need 1. We will feed the rich and meet ourselves because we're going to take a little bit of damage here. On Yogi, we'll Blood Rage up. We'll gorge this guy. And I think we'll draw like this maybe? Yeah, this looks good. Very nice. Sausage Factory, Enrage. Enrage. It's working now on Yogger very nicely. You can see, look, we're in great shape here. And then we'll Helping Hand, Sharpen, Grinding Wheel for a ton. And then Gourmet Meat. Oh, and another Sharpen. Wow, very, very strong. Okay, that's quite a lot of thorns. But we've really good reach in Thuls' deck. And it's fine, we drew the uproot anyway, which is great. Look at the thorns here. Crazy stuff. We'll ambidextrous the fan. And yeah, we'll uproot. Fan. Take like no damage. So good. Very satisfying. Oh, I guess we'll take another Enrage. Sure, another Corrupted one. Why not? And then nothing else on these guys. I actually don't think we need a card remove. I think we're in fairly good shape, so I'm just going to keep moving forward. And we hit level 5. Big power spike. Unholy Blight. Scourge can now stack. So before with Defiled Legacy, we were only proccing it once by maximizing, capping the Curse of Torment. But now we really want to proc it twice because you have to spend energy to proc it twice. And then we'll get Scourge that stacks on the enemies. So we're going to take Unholy Blight. I'll take the 3-star Chef on Yogger. We'll take Wide Sleeves because we are playing a small weapon package. And of course, Mark for Death on Andrin. We'll take an exotic equipment shop here, and I'm going to skip to Thuls' pop-off turn because you've kind of seen the game plan. The Corruptor was Sub-Zero, and like I mentioned, all extreme. You do snowball pretty hard. The early game is very rough too. Ambidextrous, this fan. And yeah, we're pumping out some damage now. What will we take? Unfortunately, these are on the wrong character. We don't like those on Thuls. Not taking anything here. But the shop, wow, the shop. So we will corrupt the Sapphire Ring on Navalea, and we'll take this Gladiator helmet on Thuls. We have good powerful in our kit. I know this was helpful, but the Gladiator helmet is much better. And so we will have a crack at the twins. Okay, we're up against the twins. They're quite slow, and our team's going the right order, as you can see. I'm just going to get rid of these, I think. It's reasonable. Not going to need this Summon Celerity. We are looking for a, you guessed it, a setup. We found it. I'm not going to last reward it just yet because it vanishes the card, and I want to obviously keep using the setup to chain through the deck. Perfect. Now I can last reward it. And we will put back some celerity. Don't need it. Duplicate our chant. Dimensional Crystal. Tracker Nav. Get rid of the Scrolls of Speed as usual. Can upgrade these guys. And why not just Chant of Accuracy again on Thuls? A bit more sharp doesn't hurt. Pass to Nav. We'll start with Transmissioning Thuls. Give Yogger some energy. Why not? We'll draw the Torment, stick it in the discard pile. We have so much draw on Nav. As you can see. We're going to Piercing Howl. We're going to Grinding Wheel Thuls. Stick a Helping Hand on Yogger. And we'll pull out the Torment. Enrage ourselves. And then I'm going to do this on the back guy. You can see he's quite resistant. And we're going to hold one back because we want to proc Defiled Legacy at the second time. You have to spend energy on the spell. This already put this guy to -82, which is absolutely bonkers. He's very resistant normally to Shadow. So we'll pass to Yogger, and Yogger should be able to chain through the entire deck now. Let's see. Feed the Rich, hit you. Meet ourselves, and we'll Helping Hand Thuls. I think we're going to draw here. Yeah, we'll put back a Helping Hand. We'll Sausage Factory, Blood Rage for some energy, sausage ourselves back up, keep drawing, Helping Hand, sausage ourselves, sausage Nav, doesn't really matter, and we'll sharpen Thuls. Now we want to gorge first, because premium meat is actually, you want to do premium meat before, sorry, gourmet meat before premium meat, because you can see there's 2 energize on Thuls right now. So if I premium meat first, we go up to 3 energize. Sorry, gourmet meat first, we go up to 3 energize. And now when I premium meat, we're going to go up to 4 energize. Do you see that? 4 energize. So that's pretty cool interaction. You always want to gourmet meat before you premium. We're already up to 50 sharp. That's pretty impressive. We've been playing a lot of Fan of Knives, and so it's now Blade Flurry's time to shine. We are going to just give ourselves some energy. We're just going to draw, put back this Poison Daggers, pull it back out with Hidden Weapon for free. Now, time to Blade Flurry. That's a lot of ambidextresses. As well, Uproot. You have the energy. And we'll Blade Flurry. That's a lot of damage. And I think we can just nuke this guy with just 1. Let's go crazy. Wow. Very, very cool. Not going to take anything on these characters, but definitely will take this last reward on Thuls. And here, I guess I could take this. It's not going to really make a difference, to be honest. I'll take the 1 on Yogger, and nothing else. All right, what I'll do is I'm going to skip this bottom section here, and we'll rejoin the run at the campsite. Okay, here we are back at the campsite, and a couple of things. So firstly, on Navalea, we changed this transmission to yellow because we just don't need the Inspire. Yogger's going to give so much Inspire with Helping Hand that I felt like wanted a more energy efficient version. Otherwise, I think Navalea's deck is exactly the same as before. On Yogger, we have our full Enrage package, the Blood Rage. We'll draw through his entire deck. We have enough Inspire to get Thuls up to full. So very happy with this. We have enough card draw, enough energy to get through the entire deck. On Thuls, we actually found another ambidextrous on the way here. I said I would keep taking them, so I'm sticking to my word here. I think 5 is maybe pushing it, but who knows. I took out the Fan of Knives, took out the Blade Dances, so all of the AoE is gone. So in the previous fight, I just used Blade Flurries with ambidextresses to get them down. And I kept this Uproot just in case we ran into Thorn's Proliferation, and we did actually in the fight just before this. This was Thorn's Proliferation. Normally I would remove it here, but because we don't have a healer or a priest in our team comp, I'm going to be stuck with this Uproot going into the final bosses. Normally I would get it out. So the AoE's gone. We're going to try and gun down the final bosses with Blade Flurry. No Fan of Knives, no Blade Dance. It's all gone. And then on Andrin, we have the Uproot that we changed to blue for the final bosses, because again, I'm just going to try and get them down on turn 1. Remove the Captivating Voice, remove the Chant of Initiative. Otherwise, I think the deck is largely the same. In terms of equipment, it's the same as what you just saw coming out of the twins. So we'll take this rest, and we'll give this to Thuls and see if we can finish off the final bosses. Okay, here we are against Hanshuk, and we have well-oiled machines on our characters, as you'll see in a second. I actually really like the top two here, so I'm going to restart the fight and not waste the trace. Top two look very good, so I'm just going to do Vigilance, straight off the bat. Now I'll trace instead. To ditch this adrenaline, don't think we need this. We'll get last reward later. For now, we'll put it in the discard pile. We'll get our setup out. Draw a slice. Get the setup back. We'll stick this uproot back. We'll pull out an adrenaline like this. Get him all the way up to 50 mark. As well as 3 vulnerable. Expert tracker nerve. And then I don't think we even need to do anything with this trace, honestly. Passing the turn. 50 mark already. We have extremely good draw on Navalea. As you can see. Gonna give all the energized to Thuls. Bright New World Thuls, just spending our energy as we go. Last card in the deck's in a rage, so it's fine, we can get through the entire deck, as you can see. We'll do the 1 helping hand on Yogger. Save 1 energy at the back, so that we can proc Defiant Legacy again. So 24 Scourge, minus 95, Shadow, minus 95, slashing. It's insanely good. There's no way you could do that through conventional means. It's very, very difficult to do. Okay, we'll start chaining through Yogger's deck. As you can see, we're in very good shape here as well with Yogger. A bit of energy that we can play here. I'm not sure if we even need it, to be honest. Do a gourmet meat and another gourmet meat. And we are up to 50 sharp. We didn't even need the Blood Rage in the end. Full Inspire, full Energize, 50 sharp, and golden. We might as well throw out our Uproot just to get a bit of extra vulnerable. And look, we have so much energy, so I'm just going to throw a Blade Flurry out there before we even find our Black Talons. We'll put Poison Dagger back and dig it out for free with Hidden Weapon, just like normal. We'll find the setup. Even though Thuls' deck is a little bit fat, we are going to be able to get through the deck here. We'll premium meat Thuls. We might as well throw out one of these, and we'll pull back a setup like this. Just keep drawing away. It's crazy, crazy. I guess we'll put a hidden hand back like this. Now we can Black Talons. And we'll ambidextrous, 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 ambidextrous. And we even have another one somewhere in the in the deck. So let's see how much damage we do. That's a lot of damage. Okay, 2 Blade Flurries, and he's down. Okay, here we are against Archon, and I've skipped the pop-off turn. You know the drill by now. It's a minus 95, minus 95. We will Black Talons. We'll premium meet ourselves. And then we'll just start with launching a Blade Flurry just like before. I think that we will go ahead and Poison Daggers just so we can get a proper white sleeves for the video. Otherwise I wouldn't have used it for the entire run. And yeah, like we can just get back a Blade Flurry. We can ambidextrous it a couple of times. I'm sure it'll be fine. Plenty of damage here. Nice. there you have it, Thuls carry. I do think that playing Laia is optimal in this slot ahead of Yogger, but it was fun taking Yogger out for a run. As you know, he has a place in my heart. But I do think Laia, 50 Bless is better than 50 Sharp, and so that's why I think Laia would be better than Yogger, as well as the deck manipulation. We did obviously high roll with Berserker Claw, but I still think we would have got the final bosses pretty easily without it. Maybe the Hydra would have been a bit more of a challenge, a bit more of a puzzle, but we certainly didn't play that optimally. So that's the plan. You play a bunch of ambidextrouses, you Blade Flurry a lot, have your AoE for the hallway fights, and then take them out for the final bosses and try and gun them down. I do think that Navalea down the right-hand side for this comp is very, very good just because of the resist reduction. So hopefully this was helpful. Harry Pooper, this was your request. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep them coming, and good luck in your Across the Obelisk runs. Thanks for tuning in.